Right, we in? Kirsty. Okay, welcome to the channel. My name's Stanley and Ben. As you can see, we're on the Zargabad map. I love this map for some reason. We've got our little Navy SEAL to the front, looking all sassy and shit. And today, we're going to be talking about target indication. Now, what is target indication? Okay, so basically, target indication is it's basically a contact report, giving as much information about the enemy and highlighting it to your oppos or your squad, your section. Give a description, distances, bearings, whatever. Yeah, it's giving as much information so you can all get eyes on. We're going to cover a variety of methods that you can use, but first of all, we're going to talk about arcs or arcs of fire. Now this is important regarding target indication because one of the methods utilises it. Now if you looked at an imaginary line to our front, so you see this tower to our front, if you think about an imaginary line from the top to the bottom, this is our axis, and this will change depending on our direction of travel. Yeah. So if I'm heading towards this bridge and the distance, this is my axis, this will be my axis. If I'm heading towards this hangar, the distance, yeah, this will be my axis. Yeah. So this will always change, and you will always have a left of arc and a right of arc, because we've got sort of 180 degrees to our front, depending on our direction of travel. Okay, so we'll always have an axis, always have a left of arc, and we'll always have a right of arc. Okay, so if I shout out left, look half left, we're looking half left of our arc. If I said look half right, we're looking half right of our arc. Okay, so that is arcs of fire. Now we're going to go into the methods of target indication. Now the first method you can utilize is reference points. So I hear you saying, what is a reference point? Well, I'll tell you. A reference point is something that is easily identifiable, something that stands out. Okay, this can be a variety of features, man-made objects, landmarks, whatever. If I shout to you hangar, everyone looks at the hangar. If I shout out to you radio tower, construction site, tower 1, tower 2, mosque, oh Jesus, what's this? Tower 3. Then you're going to look at it. If I shout out contact tower 3, we're all going to look at tower 3. If I say contact mosque, we're all going to look at the mosque. We find it. Oui. Okay, so that is reference points. Now it doesn't just have to be buildings. Look, if I said contact bridge, use the bridge as a reference point because it's something that stands out. Now obviously there's loads of trees here, but if this was flat desert ground and there was a lone tree that stood out, you could utilize that. If it was a compound in the middle of nowhere, you could utilize that. If it was a vehicle, a burnt out vehicle, a burnt out tank, if you look left of the burnt out tank, yeah. So that is reference point, something that is easily identifiable that you can utilize. So control tower, hangar. Sweet. Now the next method we're going to utilize is the Clockwise method, and this is used alongside reference points. And what it is you're putting an imaginary clock face on the reference point and drawing an imaginary line along each number. So if I put an imaginary clock face on this air control tower, if I shout, if you come 6 o'clock of air control tower, you're coming down. Okay, you should follow an imaginary line in that direction. So 3 o'clock will always be to the right, 6 o'clock always to the south or below it, 9 o'clock to the left, and 12 o'clock upwards. So if I'm pinging a helicopter that's flying over, I could say, if you come 12 o'clock of air control tower, 1 times Apache. If I said, if you come 2 o'clock of air control tower, you'll see enemy mortar team in the distance. Yeah? So I'm utilizing the reference point and trying to bring eyes onto a target. So if I said tower 3, look 3 o'clock of tower 3, you'll see small technical. Yeah. If I said, if you look at radio tower, if you come 3 o'clock at radio tower, 1 times enemy. I said if you look at bridge, you see enemy technical on bridge. So I'm using reference points and clockwork methods. Sorry, 3 o'clock from bridge, 1 times enemy technical. Yeah. So that is reference points with clockwork method. Oh, someone lost me. And then we got the next method then, which is the direct method. Now this is used alongside your arcs of fire, so you need to know what it is. And this is the most important thing about this, is it only works if you're all traveling or looking in the same direction. So if I shout out half left, everyone looks half left. But if I'm in this direction and I've got another bloke who's in this direction and I shout contact half left, we're going to look in two different places, aren't we? So it's only works if you're looking or traveling in the same direction. So you could be in a baseline of fire, everyone along here, and we're looking towards the mosque. If I shouted out contact half left, we're going to look, yeah, contact left, left of right, contact on axis. Okay, that's pretty simple, direct method, and you can use this alongside brief fire control orders, which we touched on in my last video. So check it out. Okay, so that is the direct method. Now the next one is compass, and you can use the compass for the same sort of reason, direct methods. Now we've got north, south, east and west here, so you can utilize them. If I say contact north, yeah. If I say contact east, and you can be more specific. I mean, you could say contact east bearing 80, so you could give a direct method and then a more specific method as well. So you can pretty much, right, so let's try and use these all together then. You don't have to pick like one or two, you can use the whole sort of scenario, the whole, Jesus Christ, all of the methods, right? So if I said contact left, one at the, if you look at the hangar, come 9 o'clock of hangar, you'll see 1 times technical. Okay, if I said, if you look northeast bearing 50, you'll see 1 times enemy in mosque tower. Yeah. Thing to note is that it's not a fire control order, so you don't have to fire, you're just bringing people's eyes onto the enemy, so they're all going to be soft contacts pretty much. But if you're in a contact, then I'd be brief. I'd say contact half right, tower 3. And then while you're engaging, give a description about it if you want, if time dependent. So that is compass bearings. Now, sorry, that's the compass. So you can utilize direct method, or you can just go straight into bearings, be more specific if you like. I mean, a lot of guys do this anyway, but like, I never use the compass as a soldier really. I mean, I'd have a little button compass sewn into my trousers, but I would never use it as like a target indication. I'd just give direct methods, half left, reference points, clockwise. But in armour, it works well. Lads do it all the time, like contact 340, contact east, south, north, whatever. So it is a very handy tool, so get used to getting your compass out. And the last method then is tracers. Now I always bring tracer rounds with me, and the purpose being is because if we're in a contact or I've given a target indication, so if you look at air control tower, come 3 o'clock, you'll see 1 times enemy, and you've got a bloke who's like, enemy not seen, not seen. I'll be like, yeah, watch my tracer, watch my tracer. And even if he's over on this left flank and he hasn't got a field of view, he hasn't got eyes on that enemy, he knows that the enemy's in that sort of vicinity then, because he can see my tracer. So he could support fire me, yeah, throw down a bit of volume. Deliberate fire doesn't have to be rapid, but he can help out because he's seen my tracer. Obviously this works better at night. I don't know what the burn rate is, I think it's about 100 meters, but yeah, so that's the reason I bring tracers. And it is actually a type of fire control order, like watch my tracer, but I don't really count it as one. It's just a target indication because you're indicating where that target is using a tracer. So I mean, that's my views on it. So watch my tracer. So if I say tower 3, contact at tower 3, look 9 o'clock, you'll see 2 times enemy on top of roof. Someone shouting, enemy not seen, not seen. Oh shit, what we got there? Weapon jam, shit. Sort it out, man. Ugh. Jam cleared, and we're back in, online. Okay, engaging. Enemy not seen, watch my tracer, watch my tracer. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. That is method of target indication. So that is pretty much all of them. So we've covered reference points, okay, landmarks, features, man-made objects. We've covered the clock ray method. Okay, so imaginary clock face on a feature, on a reference point, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Okay, imaginary clock face. We covered the direct methods, so contact half left, half right, contact on axis, contact right, left, yeah. And then we've got the compasses, direct methods, north, east, contact bearing, okay, that sort of sketch. then we got utilising tracers. Watch my tracer. Boom, 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 boom. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is target indication. Feel free to rate, comment, subscribe. Obviously I appreciate comments. If you'd like me to cover any more subjects, just give us a shout out. But that is it. I hope you appreciate it, and peace out.